Is that music, or is that music and me, or just me? I can't hear the output on this, so do let me know what you can hear, please. Thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome, and it wouldn't be me if everything went properly and smoothly, would it? I think it was, I didn't do one last week, did I? The week before, I had problems with the intro in that I had a live mic, so I've muted that and sorted that out. But then apparently I've muted all of the music as well, so I'll have to come back and play around with that. I'm toying with my audio. Hopefully you're hearing me nice and clearly, and it should be a richer sound, a nicer, more vibrant me than you've ever heard before. But I'm still playing with things and tweaking, as ever. You've got to keep tweaking, always be tweaking. So hello and welcome to An Evening With. It's an evening with everyone tonight, so it's time for you to come along and join in, save me sitting here talking to you. I've been joined already. I'm joined by a couple of my lovely patrons. So I shall bring those onto the stream momentarily. I shall be putting the link up to go live to bring you all in so you can come in and join in on camera at 5 minutes past 8. So you've got 3.5 minutes until go time. So there's time for you to warm up your camera, get your microphone ready, and see if you can come in. And silence, there you go. Evening all. I am here. Just you, Chris, no music, says Athol. Yeah. But hopefully you can all hear me now as well. Do let me know if I'm sitting there quietly talking to myself, then let me know these things. I shall bring in Adam, who's joining me this evening, just as he puts a bottle in his mouth. So
of course, you timed us so well,
perfectly.
Well, I did that with Outlast the other day when I was streaming part 4. I was like, oh, it'll be all right. And
absolutely, you can't ever trust these people that do things like that. So welcome, Adam. Also joining us as normal, we have Dan from Geekery Labs.
Hey, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hello. How you doing?
Hello. Now, again, let me just check to see that everyone can hear you as well as hear me, because I'm playing with things and sorting things out. I see Adam sitting in the chat there, just me. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's all to do with things and sorting out. I've got a new virtual mixer table thing that I'm putting things through, which is why my audio sounds hopefully better. Mm-hmm. But it means different things, and I won't bore you all with the technical details because I don't know anything about the technical details. But yes, we are here. The three of us are here, but waiting for you to join us in the next 2.5 minutes. As soon as that link goes live, I expect another 7 people to pop up. We can have 7 on the stream.
Yes,
so
yes.
Fun.
Join us.
Yeah, virtual hugs. Let's have a look. Everyone's just saying about me being here in silence, and there we go. So Swigging Pigs around. Muse is here as well. For some reason, Ghost Rider says tea and chocolate. Always a good choice, but
why not?
Absolutely. Muse says all good, thank you. So you can hear all of us now, but not when I do the other thing. I'll have to figure out why that is, because I've got different things. So I can do the titles. I've got them coming in from a different software, but I'll have to play around with it. StreamYard keep adjusting things and making things work better.
Better.
No, it generally is better. I shall put my display name back up again. They introducing new things, so now I think I can have a video running of the intro thing, but I don't know for sure. I've got to play around with it. I just haven't had a chance yet because of all the being in lockdown and not having any time to do anything. It's difficult to find the time to tweak and do things. So yeah. Right, it's an Adam, says Muse. Indeed. Ross is there saying evening all. Paul's saying evening everyone. So yes, everybody's here. We're all present and correct. So how's things been for you lot? Adam was here first, so I'll start with Adam first and ask him, have you been doing anything? What's been going on? And
I've been doing a lot. Unfortunately, I've had a bit of a stress this evening with pay and stuff like that, but that should be getting sorted. But no, I've been busy cracking on. I've started. What did I finish? I finished my 2 Bone Reaper miniature Lokies, and then I've been started on painting all the Gretchen, all the annoying little Gretchen.
Well, it's your own choice for doing them. You don't.
Yeah. Well, I've got a plan.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Right, and
that
this is
never ends well. Let me switch around to that view. That's better.
Everyone here will call shenanigans on this. Everyone will look at the post-it notes and laugh. I'm going to paint because I got all this lovely orc stuff. I'm going to paint a unit. I'm going to build a unit, paint a unit, build a unit, paint a unit, and then when all that's gone, I'll buy more. Yes, I know I'm lying to myself essentially. Yes, I know this is all a big lie. I am telling myself, You're all laughing. But this is a plan. I have a plan, and it'll just make me feel a bit better if I can actually believe in myself that I can keep to a plan.
The problem with that plan, apart from it being absolutely rubbish and we know you're never going to stick to it.
Oh, of course.
To me, it doesn't make sense to build one and then paint one and then build one and then paint one if they're basically the same things.
Yeah, but I don't have an airbrush. I can't go all. Can't do all the green at once.
No, but even so, even if you're doing a base coat, then surely it makes sense to have 2 or 3 and you're doing the same base coat on all of them.
No, but I'll do a unit. I'm doing 10 grots. Then I'll do 10
boys. When you said build one and paint one, I was taking you literally.
Oh no, sorry, I meant like
that's all
box of stuff.
Yeah. I'll do it.
That makes more sense to me. I'll let you think.
I have also ordered a Toon tank and some plasticard.
But you can't have ordered one of them because you haven't finished all of these yet.
That's different.
So your plans are already out the window, is what you're saying.
Oh no, I got the Toon tank just as a little something I can just put together and have a bit because it's just gonna be a kit bash for grot tanks because I've seen them on Forge World, and yeah, I'm not paying 75 quid, so I thought, I'll get this. Yeah. And it'll just be a nice little thing I'll pick up here and there and add bits to because I don't have half the stuff I need. So I thought, well, if I get something, I can start kind of.
It sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Paul Tomasso's in saying hello, people. Muse is saying that sounds like a good plan, and I do that and it never sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, we all know the routine. We all say it to ourselves. Oh, I'll finish these kits before we get the next one, and before you know it, you're knee deep in hell. You know, you're drowning under all your model kits. But no, I got a big goblin gaming order. Milliput models. I bought them the week before, so I'm just like, right, I've got all this stuff. I've got stuff I can get on with. And it's partially so I don't feel overwhelmed, I think, is the main point. So build a unit and paint a unit, and then I'm not thinking, oh my god, I've got all these to paint. I can focus. I can't paint them because they're not built.
That makes sense to me. Yeah.
In theory, it works. In reality, it's arse.
Well, yeah, but it's a plan to work towards, isn't it? I'll come to Dan in a minute, but AJ says, even all, hope you're all well. He's got good news. He's pre-ordered the Revel 172nd Mandalorian Razor Crest from Emeralds. Don't know how long I'm going to have to wait. I hope it's worth it. I wasn't aware that this was a thing yet. I know people have been asking for the Razor Crest and everything. Someone did say something about ordering it from E-Models and being told it was a month or 2. I don't know if that was AJ or if it was someone else, but hopefully, I say a month or 2 should be the arrival time because it is a pre-order. It's not actually out yet, but obviously,
are there at least pictures of it? Maybe.
Sorry,
I'm wondering if there's pictures of it.
There is a picture of the box on the E-Models site. I've seen it. It's just it's not a picture of the model. It's not a picture from the series. So I don't know what it's like. Okay. It looks like it could be good. I don't know if it is actually a Revel kit or if it's a Reebox Revel from somebody else. I don't know anyone else that's making one. And I know Revell do make a lot of Star Wars kits, and quite often they're all right. They're not the best manufacturer. The detail's often quite good, but the fit is often not that great. But on some of the sci-fi kits, this fit's actually pretty good. I don't know, it's hit and miss. So they're not a manufacturer that you can always rely on to be great or rubbish. They swing both ways.
We know that from the Wibble Festa had. I'm just looking at it now. If you want, I'll drop the link in the chat. But it says new tool. I'm like, it's a new model. How can it be a new tool?
Of course it's new.
Of course, there's not another one. I'll pop it in the chat. So
it says level 3. I don't know what their scale is though. So
I think their level is
difficulty on that one. So. Yeah, a lot of the Rebel Star Wars stuff, they seem to design the model, make the model, and then work out what the scale is. So you see a lot of stuff that's like 103 to 1, and or 1 to 103. It seems to be a bit strange. I can see one I got for Christmas over there, one of the Jedi Starfighters, which is 1 to 58 scale. They definitely made something and then calculated the scale rather than making it to a scale.
They decided how much plastic they wanted to put into it for what they wanted to charge.
Pretty much. They probably just had someone design it and make it and model it, and then they think, it'll fit in this size box. And but
I mean, I don't know how other model manufacturers do things, but assumedly you start off with, here's the life size, or what would be life size in this case, and let's scale it down, let's build it. What is that? Is that 1/33 and a half, Dave?
Well, I think a lot of the Rebel stuff seems to be designed to fit in the same size box. So I think it's basically, if we're going to have this size box, then the sprue's got to be this big, and we can get 2 sprues in there, 3 sprues in there, whatever, and that means that it's got to fit to this size, and then that's going to be whatever scale, which I don't know, for just a normal person making a model kit, it's great. All the kits will sit on the shelf. They'll all be about the same size when they're finished, and they'll look fine on a shelf or whatever. But for the proper modeler that wants to keep things at the same scale, it's rubbish. It's no good at all. But I don't know. It's difficult. It's got to fit everything, and nothing's going to fit everything. So they're doing the best they can with what they've got, and that's the solution they've come up with, which that's fine. It's all right.
I'm hoping for a Bandai 1/48 scale, because then it'll display really nicely with like my Falcon and my ATST and Snowspeeder and other stuff of that scale.
Yeah, I think that might be pushing it a bit. I don't know how big the 1/72 is going to be, but I expect it's going to be a fair size.
Yeah.
So doubling that is going to be
Well, I've got that Hasbro one on order, the ridiculous one. That's like it's action figure scale.
Oh right, yeah.
So it's like this big, and what they did is they took a ship that's actually way too small for action figure scale for proper 3 3/4 inch. And so it's probably around 1/48 or so, maybe 1/25. I'm just going to gut the inside and scratch build a new interior that will be proper scale.
Absolutely. The X-Wing partwork build from D'Agostini that I'm doing is apparently the right scale for the 3 1/4 inch figures to fit into.
Yeah.
So it makes it the right scale for that. Now I've got one of the, I don't know if it was Hasbro or before that, X-Wings, and it's a lot smaller.
Yeah, those ships were actually really little.
It's only like that big, but the X-Wing itself is going to be almost twice the size of that. So there's obviously variations in scope, but we didn't care when we were kids. We had the thing and float around and the figures sat in it. It was fun. But so I shall bring Dan front and center so you can tell us about what you've been doing this week, if you've been doing anything. Well, the last couple of weeks, because I didn't see you last week.
I've been working on stuff. I've got some pictures up in the gross group for later. I've made progress past that point now of my 135th Viper is coming along nicely. I now have the cockpit pretty much done on it. I just need to work out the lighting and add the screens and all that, and give it everything a nice matte coat. Finished up my 1/24th B9 robot.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, he's got the photo etch set and everything, and
That's lovely.
I've been working on stuff that I can just hand paint.
Hmm.
So I just brush painted him, and I'm pretty happy with how he came out. And so yeah, I've just been working on bits and bobs and lots of cutting up plastic card for the Viper, and also my shuttle that I've been working on.
Is that the shot where you're doing the interior for, where it's like a Winnebago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
That thing looks so good. That's so
Yeah,
good.
the Amtronic.
Yeah. I can't wait to see more of that.
B3's asking you what you're talking about, Adam. He's not sure what you mean when you say finish.
Yeah.
It doesn't do finishing yet. So, yeah.
Well, essentially, I don't want to make the same mistake I made as a kid when I went out, or like in my early 20s, when I went out, bought loads of Warhammer stuff, built it all, and hardly painted any of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
I've been really prolific, so I want to be like, okay, if I just do this and then move on, then it'll give me a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's worth a try, isn't it? Spid says he's in the kitchen cooking chicken, so he don't leave for obvious reasons, because otherwise he'll never finish cooking the chicken.
Yes.
I have just put the link in the chat if you want to come along and join in. It's also should have gone live in other various places on the Facebook group and in the Boom Hut and things like that. So if you want to come along and join us, feel free. If you just want to pop in and say hello and be awestruck by our magnificence, then you can come along and do that. If you want to just hang around and chat for another hour, then you're also welcome to do that.
Please do.
Let's have a look, see what here. Sarah Jane's here, saying evening all. Good evening, Sarah Jane. Welcome.
Hello, Sarah Jane.
Mew's got the paints she ordered, so can continue with a few things and get something done. Yeah, right. Yeah. You can start something and then put it on the side and not finish it much. But yeah, B3 also had it pre-ordered from E-Models, and they said a month or so. So yeah, that's obviously when they're expecting to have it coming in. This is where Adam put the link. I don't know why I put it on the screen, because you can't click it if it's on the screen. But if you join the chat, you can click on it from in there. So yeah.
See, that's how I'm getting them in, because I'm getting them in so they can click on the links. Like, they have to join in and they get in. Smart.
Everyone saying hello. B3 says 1 second. I believe a lot of their stuff is random size. Yeah, as we were talking about. This is obviously a little while ago, but Athel says he's got 3 killer cans if they're any good to your Orc army. I don't know what that is.
They are like mini dreadnoughts. So mini Death Dread. So you got your Death Dread, which is manned by an Orc, and the killer cans are mainly done by Gretchen. And they're only so big. Whereas like a Death Dread is 35, 40 quid or something like that, and you get one and a load of extra bits. The killer can's like a small pack of 3 for about the same price. And then manned by Grots.
Excuse me while I choke quite early.
It's alright.
I'll be back in a minute.
Not a breathing medium.
He's literally choking on his own words.
Mm.
I wasn't even talking at the time. I was choking on my words for some reason, but yeah.
Most people do.
Right, let's have a look. Phil East is saying level 3 is standard glue kit. Low part count, but not a snap fit.
Okay.
Yeah, not much of the Rebel stuff is a snap fit. And even if it was, I probably wouldn't trust it very much.
Yeah, a lot of the recent Star Wars movie stuff was all snap kit coming out of them. And theirs were designed more as toys that you assemble rather than as model kits. So
yeah, it's an easy build sort of. Yeah,
because all the snap fit kits come in a little baggie, don't they? And it's literally just like you break them off the sprue, put it together, and you have stickers.
Usually
and you have
the box that takes about half the space of the model.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Rebel.
Sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve says the Walker was a 100 and Slave One's 1 to 87. Yeah, they make it up as they go along, but they have always been consistent with their box size. Yeah.
Yep. So they designed based on fitting it in a box.
I never knew that. Is that actually a reason? Is that actually a reason that they've just kept?
That's why they call it box scale.
It's plausible.
Edward Leonard's here saying, hope everyone's well. We also hope everyone is well.
Yes.
Athel can't buy stuff for a bit because he's paid an electricity bill. It's always good to pay your bills because, otherwise they take your electricity away and you need that for stuff.
So, yeah.
That's the link that I've put up in the chat there for people to join, which nobody's used yet. So come and join us. Athel's got his 7-inch tall Mcfarlane Space Marine cleaned up a bit. Is that the new sort of posable one that?
Yeah, it's the action figure like Fox has. Ethel, is that the one that's already painted or just the plain matte gray one?
Don't know. We'll find out in a minute.
I think it's cool how they actually did like a plain one though, like so you could paint it and everything.
Yeah, they did run in like almost in a base coat.
They've got a Necron. They've got a Sisters of Battle coming out as well. I think.
All right.
I'm sure I saw another one on the website. Yeah, but I know they've got a Sisters of Battle one coming out as well, and that comes in coloured or like ready to paint type thing.
Yeah, I love that they just do a matte gray one.
Yeah.
Graham M is also here.
Hi, Graham.
Muse is freezing apparently. I don't know. Is it cold there? It's been quite warm today. I haven't felt cold at all today.
Certainly cold.
I've not got out, but B3 is offering you his Orc Wagler, although he doesn't know if it would survive posting. Is that the one that you built and
it gets smashed up? I mean, it's an orc thing. Just glue it back together randomly, and
I believe it will survive. It's a part of the war. I'm going to sneeze.
Philly says, I think level 1 was light and sounds, 2 was bigger snap kits on the sprue, 3 starts the glue kits. The one that I'm looking at over there is level 3, and it's a starter kit thing that came with 3 paints that you probably only need 2 of and need a colour that they don't include. A dodgy paintbrush with brushy bristles each end, which works. I've used it for things and it's all right. And their glue, which is actually not bad now. It comes with a little really fine applicator needle thing on it on their glue that they give you on those. So yeah, got a couple of those over there for different things.
So level 4 might be a rebox of some other brand's kit.
I think it is difficulty, but it doesn't. I mean, level 1 has the light and sounds in it, a lot of them, and a lot of it's already sort of pre-built because it's got all the light and sounds built in the middle bit. So you might be stepping on the wings or something like that. But it does the job. Phil Easter's just managed to repair a dinged airbrush needle following Ted's advice. Absolute legend is, absolutely. Yeah, he was saying about rolling it with coins and things, wasn't he?
Yeah.
B3 says it's the Orc Dalek. Oh yeah, the flower pot thing. Yeah, I remember that now. Everyone's saying it's a good tip by Ted and it works a treat. Absolutely, yeah. Did he mention that recently? I know a while back he said about it, but I didn't watch his stream last night.
But just the idea of being able to repair a bent needle for your airbrush, that's a really good skill to have.
Yeah. Vamp's here saying, evening guys and girls. Evening Vampy. Muse says it's the difficulty and the number of parts. Are you talking about Vamp? You probably are, yeah. The difficulty and number of parts are always something to worry about, yeah. Athel's talking about the weather. So we're sent over to Europe after we finish with it, but you send it back. Yeah, we don't need the weather. Although it doesn't matter because we're not allowed to go outside anyway, so it can do what it likes out there. I don't have to worry about it. Phil says he helped him out last night on his stream. Yeah, I only caught the beginning bit of it and then drifted off to do other things. But Phil's here from Primetime Modelling. Good evening, people. Evening, Phil. Welcome.
Hi, dude.
That's it. That's the chat up to date. I think we should nip across to the gallery already because we've got 2 weeks of gallery to do.
This is true. This is very true.
Because last week I wasn't about. So, let's have a look. I'll see if I can even push the right button. So if I do that, and then I do that, not remove, like that. Right. I believe you can still hear me.
Yes.
You can still hear me, as long as everyone else can still hear me as well. That's the important thing. This is starting off with the 15th of January, which was just after the last stream. This is mine. I did that. It's the E-Models build, the Ben's Patent Motor Wagon, which was much more complicated than I expected it to be. This is obviously not completed yet. This was an in-progress shot. I can't remember if I put a finished shot up there, but yeah, I finished the build now anyway. The wheels were fun. The video is up on my channel as well as being on the E-Models channel. It's when you put pictures up like this, you see the seams and things and the rough finish of it. But I did tidy it up afterwards anyway. So, but yeah, it was a good fun build, but much more complicated than I expected it to be. Looking at it, the box art of it is just like it's an empty shell. It's just nothing. But there's lots of engine and stuff, individual components and parts. This bit at the back here. Each of these little cogs is an individual part that has to be stuck onto an individual flywheel, and yeah, it's all very complicated.
That's brilliant. I love that.
So that was good fun. I shall get around to painting it soon, but I haven't yet. Adam can talk about things.
Yeah, this was the Mozan Bone Shaper, nearly done. I think the actual model itself is done. I just did a bit more on the skull and did some on the base. I think I might have actually added a bit more to him when he's finished, but there's more finished shots coming up. This was just like a progress update shot. I'm still really happy with this miniature though, because the blends on it. I'm so happy with that blend. It's just like I've been wanting to get better at blends for ages, and
blends is something that you just need to keep doing and doing and doing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to do it and it'll look good. But I haven't got
it just
there
kind
yet.
of clicks, I think.
We've got Frankie. This is Lego-like. I don't know that it's actually Lego or Nano or.
No, but it's really nice. That's great.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's I think it's St. Stephen's Tower is the correct name for it.
Okay.
It's not Big Ben. Big Ben is the bell that's inside it, not the tower itself. But very nice. Oh, and it lights up. Look.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
That's impressive.
Right. That's awesome.
The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You wouldn't know that it lit up from that at all.
Yeah.
Especially these ones down the bottom here. I don't know. They were obviously inside the windows, but
That's fantastic.
I like that.
Are they inside the windows or are they actually part of the brickwork outside?
Looks like it's part of the outside.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Next to the windows.
I'll tell. B3, Steve, this is the top of a Bane blade, but it's not. But it is, but it isn't, but it might be. I don't know. It's definitely Bane blade shaped, but it's got extra bits on it that I don't recognise. But it's so it's bound to have extra bits on it that we don't recognise. But yeah,
I like it though. That actually looks
very impressive.
Really cohesive.
I assume that's the bottom bit that he's going to put it onto. Got the drums in a different place than all bits on the front. He's turned it into a Harbour tank thing, didn't he? But yeah, now it's got primer on it, or is that paint? I can't tell. I don't know if he's done it in that colour or if that's a primer colour.
That's primer
let us
colour.
know soon.
I reckon that's primer colour. If you look at the top of where the turret is,
Yeah, it's definitely.
you can see the grey, can't you?
No, I mean if it's painted or just primed.
Oh right.
I don't know if that's what he's going with as an end result.
Brown green primer. I mean, it totally works.
Oh, that's mine finished. There you go. So yeah, the photo etch on the wheels was fun.
Yeah.
Did you swear a lot?
I didn't know I was filming it. So no, it was all right. It was, yeah, it wasn't as fiddly as doing it as I did on the Tamiya bike because they were plastic. These being metal, you've got a bit more leeway with them. They bend a little bit more. But yeah. Steve says that it's a Hover tank, actual olive drab paintage. So it is actually painted. He's painted something. It's not just in primer. Well, hey.
Congratulations.
Sean has done something that's Warhammer type, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Necron. I don't know what it is, but I know it's a Necron thing from the Indomitus box.
Thing. It looks lovely, whatever it is. Got view of it there. Very cool.
That's ace. Absolutely love it.
That's a jigsaw that my wife did. Yeah, she had trouble with doing it. She does a lot of jigsaws, and she has to start with the outside, as people do with jigsaws. She couldn't start with the outside on this one because it's all sort of corkboard with the occasional little bit of white photo frame.
Oh, God.
So it all looks exactly the same, and they all actually fit together and look like they fit together properly.
Oh, wow.
It's only after the fact that you put it together and one side's 3 times longer than the other side, and there's not enough room for a photo in between 2 other photos. That she had to build it from almost the inside out, so you can obviously do the interior piece and then put them in the right places.
That sounds maddening.
We have a visitor joining us. We've got Spid joined in, so I'll bring him in. And then I shall go back to
Spid.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
You can at least do the talking, even if we can't see him.
So I thought I would come in and say hello and prove that I can cook chicken without burning it to death. And also to show you all my Henderson's relish, my newly topped up Henderson's relish, thanks to my neighbour who I've currently got addicted to Henderson's. The last time, bear in mind, the last time I went down south was when I got a whole load of bottles. They looked at me like I was some kind of loony in their supermarket because I sent Chris some and various others. And I brought one back for my neighbour and he tried it. And he loved it so much, he's bought himself a litre bottle.
A litre?
A litre bottle. And as I was coming in yesterday, because I've literally had the tiniest dribble in this. I've just refilled this glass bottle. I had the tiniest bit left in this, which I've been saving.
How big is that? A litre's probably only 2 or 3 of them, though, isn't it? Or...
4. These are 200 mil.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, actually, sorry, 284 mil. I stand corrected. So a little bit, 3.5. So as I'm coming in yesterday, he's outside doing some bits and pieces. And he said, "Oh, I completely forgot." Said, "We got you something for Christmas, but we put it away somewhere and totally forgot where it was." And I found it the other day. Hang on a minute. So he ran in and he came out and he gave me this bag with a bottle in. And I thought, it's a bottle of wine or something. It's very nice. And then as I got it, I thought, it's squishy. That's strange. And I unwrapped it. It was like, oh, it's a litre bottle of Henderson's. I love you. You're the best neighbour ever. So yeah, I have Henderson's again. I'm delighted. I'm delighted. And look, there's chicken that's not roasted to death.
That's not the normal colour you have your chicken.
It's in the form of a Kiev. It has breadcrumbs on, but I can guarantee you it's not roasted to death inside the breadcrumbs.
Very nice. Well done.
Well,
right. I shall go back to the back to the group and the pictures. This is another thing my wife's been doing. The diamond art things. It was a pack of owls that I think I got her for Christmas.
That's cool.
She stuck all the diamonds on. Looks very glowy. I don't know if it's not a light border. It's just very.
It looks like it might be like like a UV set or something. Like if you put in the UV lights, it'll just.
I think it's just very reflective and the very bold colours, but.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like the different breeds of owls, and each one has.
Yeah, she does like owls. I'm not entirely certain where the love of owls came from, but she's definitely got a love of owls. There are lots of owls in the house. Not actual owls, obviously, pictures of. We're not quite that bad.
It's problematic, but you won't have a mouse problem.
Yeah. Steve's been doing something with the speeder. He's just put a seat on the side of it. So yeah.
Yes. Little Mcfarlane style speeder.
Very cool. I wouldn't want to sit on that though. They throw to explode, I think. So yeah.
The one in the show was fine.
Well, mostly, yeah. A few of them did blow up in the race though. But yeah.
Oh, that in the Mandalorian, that was actually a speeder.
Oh, true. Yeah. He did that all right, didn't he? Yeah. Adam's back again, so Adam can do some more talking.
This is just on a nice day, and I was able to get some priming done. You got the Oryx Mega Boss, the Chaos Lord in 1, 2, 3, 4 bits, 5 bits, I think. Because it's one of those miniatures where it fits together really nicely, where the seams are like kind of hidden.
Those
so
are
it fits together. Yeah. But because of his cloak, I wanted to make sure I was able to get behind it and everything. Because it's a tall model and it's really nicely detailed. So I thought I'm gonna, do it in pieces, and then same with the Uruk Mega Boss, because you always put his chest plate on, you can't get to his face very well. So I was like, well, I really want to make that a visual, proper nice visual aspect of it. So I left that on.
Yeah.
And then the guy at the front is the runt herder for the grots. So he's going to be painted. He's going to be painted once these 10 are done, and again you spend a little bit more time on him.
Right, I thought there might be another picture, but there wasn't, so I'll come back to it.
No, that's fine. It's that, but yeah, once I got these 10 grots done, then I'll be doing the runt herder next, and then I might take a break and do either the Mega Boss or the Chaos Lord. Probably the Chaos Lord, because should be quite a quick jobby. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, that's what you say now.
Yeah, exactly. By
next up, we've got something from Den. I don't know where he's taking a picture of a real car, but
nope, this is a 1/8 scale Ecto 1. And so I had experimented with using some nice double-sided tape and big sheets of felt, and I carpeted the floorboards.
Oh, right.
And with the scale, the felt actually came out quite nice. I'm very happy with that. This is without any kind of weathering. See, and then the rubber mats actually came with the model, but that just went down over bare plastic, which I didn't.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So, that works well. I don't recall ever seeing the inside of the X01 in the films.
Only little bits, and usually in the dark. But I
don't know how accurate it is or needs to be, because they can get away with whatever they like, really.
There are pictures. There are. I found a site where it has pictures of the original car before they started doing renovations on it.
Oh, right. Yep.
And so I know that vehicle very, very well now.
Cool. I don't know what that bit is.
That is an ashtray.
Okay.
I cut out part of the dashboard. That model of car, actually, the 59 Cadillac, actually has 2 ashtrays. One
a hole over there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's the passenger ashtray. And so that one was easier for me to get cut out of the dash without worrying about structural parts. And since Ray was a smoker, I'm going to have that open with cigarettes in there.
Very cool.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I need to weather it up, make it look all dirty and nasty and dunked up. See, there's the actual car.
Yeah, you probably don't want it that weathered and dirty.
Yeah, and you can see the ashtray in there, and kind of the carpeting, the nasty. But yeah, that's the actual Ecto 1 before they renovated it for the video game that they released.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then
Felice says I need to get an Ecto 1 kit at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this
is something else, Viper?
My Viper, yes. This is it when all the photo etch was applied into the cockpit.
Oh, I'll press the button. Hang about. I shall find the right bit to go back to. There.
Yeah, this is the Paragraphics photo etch set. I love that company and everything that he does. And then this is the engines. The photo etch was designed for the Mobius kit. This is actually the Revell kit, which are molded differently.
Oh, right.
At the same scale. So I just modified it, and the black stuff is all thick tulip craft paint, which is light blocking.
Oh, right, yep. So that'll work.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's got
another view of the cockpit.
Yeah. Now the cockpit's all painted up and done with the pilot and everything.
Nice.
But yeah, I really like how that photo etch adds to it.
It does. It really works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is mine. I am in the middle of doing another diorama.
Yay.
This is after I've done some plastering, basically. Yeah, I'm not sharing too much information about this in progress. I'm putting the occasional picture up. I am putting more pictures up on my Patreon and channel member pages. So if you want the inside scoop, then you know where to go. But yeah, this is the third of my Star Wars diorama series. And it's the one I'm having the most fun doing, but it's also the one that's giving me the most headaches. It's the most complicated and trying things that I've not done before, and it seems to be coming together. But it's going to be a long haul. I've got another month of work, so it should be completed. But I'm waiting on things drying at the moment, so I can't do any more for a few more days. But yeah, if you want some more inside scoop, then you know where Patreon and the link below this very video to join us and become a channel member. Yes. You can find all the past posts about that there.
The pictures are beautiful. It's a cool.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with how it's coming together.
Yeah.
Edward has got the Rifle Challenger 2 assembled and a quick wash put on, but now more weathering is needed. That looks lovely. I like the panel shading. That works really well. I'm never too sure about the panel shading and, highlighting the middle bits and making the edges darker and things. It sounds like that's not how life works. But when you look at it done, it is.
Yeah, it totally works whenever you're seeing it together.
No, I thought there might be another picture of that, but that's not the same thing. It's another picture by Edward, but that's something completely different. That is a huge compressor.
Yes, it is.
That's a big old one.
Yeah. First, I thought it was a computer tower.
It did. It gave me.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I'd say it's huge. There is quite a lot of empty air in there.
Yeah. I was just going to say it looks like your typical AS type with a tank. It's just inside a housing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got that nice housing there, which is nice because the tank does get hot.
Yeah,
and it's nice to have that protective barrier there.
Yeah. And it's a nice big area that you can paint. You could paint up in a camo scheme or something.
Yeah, you could paint it and make it with the rest of your.
Yeah, why not? I'm just looking at the computer in the background and see what he's been watching. I can see Ted's stream up there. I can't see any of mine. Yeah, that's not right. There's Colin's. Oh no, there's mine. There's the Patent Motor Wagon. No, it's the E-Models one down the bottom left. Oh well, that's okay. I'll let you off. It's fine. Edward has also got his 3 jellyfish, or jellies as apparently they're properly called. I can't remember the names of them. I know one was called Scrotum.
Yes.
I don't remember what the other 2 were called. I don't know why I went around stuff in the name.
Squashy.
Is that the correct name?
Squishy and squashy. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were squishy, squashy, and scrotum.
It might well be. But yeah, that's cool. The tank is strange. It's like just a giant canister, but I assume they basically go up and down. They don't go from side to side very much. So that's the ideal thing. That's a nice picture. I like that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I generally never knew keeping jellyfish were a thing.
I know. When he got one, I thought that's going to be one of these like artificial, just like an animatronic or.
Yeah, when I first saw the photograph, it was one of those with the sort of fake bobbing about jellies in.
Yeah, I have one of those at work. It's got 2 little rubber, teeny little jellyfish in there, and it's got a fan blade underneath it that just blows a current of water. Yeah. It just makes them up and down.
It's strange. I just got a text from my wife saying she's put a picture of another Jigsaw up in the group, which obviously we'll get to momentarily. Then I got a text from Fox saying, that text wasn't from me. I'd never send a text while you're live streaming. This is me again. This is some of the new scenery things that I've been doing for my diary.
This is a new sideline, Chris, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never played with this sort of stuff before, and it's fun. I've been putting down some. The bottom right is grass. The top right is another type of grass. The big bag across the top and the middle one in the middle row are basically the same. They came from different suppliers.
I thought for a second that said ground ginger.
No, ground cover. Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But Yeah, I haven't got the static grass applicator, the electrostatic thing. So my grass is mostly laying down. But it works. It looks fine to my eyes anyway. Obviously, it's one of those, it could be better if I did more things with it. But for a first time, I'm quite happy with how it's come out. Again, if you want to see more pictures. Yeah. Steve has been building. I can't remember the name of it. It's Cade's gun from Destiny. I can't remember what we called it. I don't know if it was Lucky Aces or if it's got a different name. But yes,
yeah.
it's
I
very
saw the
cool.
pics, but I have no context for what it's from.
Yeah, it's a gun from Destiny.
Okay,
It's
really cool.
Yeah, it is good. It's obviously 3D printed, but looks lovely.
It could potentially be like a Harley Quinn thing, that couldn't it?
Oh yeah, that would,
Yeah, it's sort of oversized, but that's the idea. Yeah.
just
Edward says
gigantic.
the tank is designed not to hurt the jellies. So yeah, I obviously it's designed specifically for them, so they thought about these things.
On the subject of the jellies, is that UV light, and is there a purpose for
Make them
that?
glow.
It looked that way, yeah. Philly says, can you use a balloon for static grass application? I don't know. I know that the actual proper way of doing it uses like high voltages that electrostatically charge it, and then they all stand up and things like that. But a balloon might work, but I don't think it's enough static. I think you'd have to be rubbing it an awful lot to make it stand up, if you know what I mean. Not like that. Yeah, no. Ace of Spades says B3. Yeah, I thought it was.
So it only fires one round?
It only needs one. No, I think in the game, I think it fires like 3 or something. But yeah, it's impressive.
That's cool.
And there you go. Look, he's done something else with another engine or something. And Wile E. Coyote, I think. I don't.
Yeah, or rabbit thing,
Sure.
or it's
I don't know what the rabbit thing is, but it looks great.
It does. I like it. I'm just trying to understand is it an engine or a gun? Or I keep thinking Wile E. Coyote, and I keep thinking that it's just a gun he's pulled out of his back pocket to shoot Roadrunner.
I see. Yeah,
It probably isn't. Yeah, it might be like another sort of jetpack speeder thing, so he can catch Roadrunner. That'll be it. Yeah.
I think it's another speeder.
Yes, another picture from my diorama, so you can get an idea of what the terrain looks like. The glint of ocean in the background. That's the bit that I'm drawing, but yeah.
That's that tank that reminds me of the Thunder tank or whatever.
Yeah, the front looks like the paws. Yeah, you're right.
All right. Yeah, I mean, considering it's 1/4 scale, it's not bad.
I have that.
There's something not right with his hand. He seems to just have a blob instead of a hand. Maybe he's had his fingers shot off.
Yeah.
But in normal viewing distances, it looks all right.
Powerpuff Trooper.
Yeah. William Rayborn has been doing. Is it a Gundam or is it just a mobile suit? Or I always still get confused with those.
Well, it's got a head crest, so I'm guessing it's a Gundam.
I don't know. Is it that all Gundams are mobile suits, but not all mobile suits are Gundams or something?
Yeah, that part of it.
It looks nice. I'm happy with that. That's fine. Lovely and dirty. It's great.
That's cool looking, that one.
I love
the weather.
I don't know what flavour it is.
Chipped and rusty and stuff.
Yeah, that thing's definitely seen
I'm still showing that off.
some hard times.
I don't really need the names on either one as well. Let's get rid of that. There we go. That's back to how I'd like to display these things. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Don't know anything more than that about it, but we don't need to know any more about it.
On the back of the leg, the backpack, it's got those
vents and everything, and jetpacks, boosters and stuff.
The big wing-looking things, the red bits on that look like something that would be on either a Star Wars vehicle or a 50s American car.
Yeah. They've got that top part looks like the grill of a 1950s large sedan.
Yeah.
Edwards is an F-91 Gundam. I did see something like F-91 on the front, but I didn't know if that was a name or just the number for that particular one or anything. But yeah.
That's
Graham says 9 volts is plenty for static grassing. You can easily make one for an electric fly swatter. Sounds ridiculous, but they do work. I know Vincent that has made one, but I think it was made out of like say a fly swatter and a Pringles pot and a drink cup and things like that. But
actually, a couple of videos on YouTube about how to make one from an electric fly swatter.
Yeah, you don't want to trust things you see on YouTube. Anyone can have a YouTube channel and sprout lots of rubbish.
Good point. Yeah.
You can't trust that. But yeah, that looks lovely.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I like that design in general for that mech. That's a really nice one.
The colours go well with it as well.
Huh.
I like the red and gold.
Mm-hmm.
This is Philip Prime from Sun Modelling. He's got a 3D printer and he can't help but print things. This looks very Stargate.
Yeah, an Anubis Warrior.
I know he's been having some problems with it. I think one of the hands didn't print properly or something, but as long as you're having fun. Or maybe it did and he printed it separately with a thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that looks nice. Oh, it's got painted up as well. Cool.
That is cool. Are those ball joints up in the head? It looks like it's posable.
I wouldn't have thought so. Not if it's 3D print. It's much more difficult to make them posable, but
it looks like it's hand. Oh yeah, it has. It's got a spear or something.
Yeah. I think it's the standard Jaffa weapon. The spear.
Yeah. Yes, got the staff weapon, or at least half of one.
It's probably a UK thing, but I remember when I first started watching the series, and you got the whole Jaffa thing. Every time I heard it, I just couldn't help but think of Jaffa cakes. I
kept eating Jaffa cakes during the whole time I was watching Stargate, but I was eating Jaffa cakes without watching Stargate, so that's not a problem.
Jaffa cakes are much different.
Lines has been building I don't know what it is.
That's a universal carrier. Ted being
all right, okay. There's one that Ted built.
I got one of those too because the one that Ted built looks like fun.
Mine's trouble with watching things
though.
Yeah, that looks lovely anyway.
Yeah, it's such a cool little vehicle.
It is. It's unusual, but yeah, you can see the use of it in real world, real situation.
It looks like it'd be a really fun, relatively quick build as well, because it's sort of cool, tanky, but a bit more interesting with it being open and everything.
Yeah. I think this is the thing with a lot of builds. I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone, but for myself, like if I've done a miniature where it's like highly detailed, say like Ark in the Cruel, for example, or something like that, I tend to like to go to a simple model to paint as like a palette cleanse. So, okay, I've done something really intricate and detailed. Let's do something a little bit easier to just kind of...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's... I mean, I went through a period where I did the 72nd FX Spitfire every so often. I'd just get one of them because they're a fun, quick, easy...
Okay.
Yeah, well, that'd be interesting to see how your skills develop over the years as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it with the aeroplanes as well, because I think for me, because I started out building warplanes years ago.
All right, yeah.
When I got back into it, the first kits that I got started again with were World War II prop planes. So it is kind of interesting to look back at old ones that you build and then build that same kit again and look at how you've improved.
Yeah, I keep meaning to go back and do one that I've built in the past, but I've got so many other ones to build in the future that I haven't bothered. Edward has been painting the white out of the alien eyes for his brother-in-law. They look like Christmas tree decorations, but to me, with the hanging things. But yeah, they definitely the top ones don't look as good as the bottom ones. That's for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, they don't need the white bit on the eyes. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, they look a bit sinister for Christmas decorations. The top ones, don't they? Maybe.
They're not as jolly as they should be, I think. Yeah.
It depends what your Christmas theme is. I mean, I've got friends.
Well, the bottom ones are all right. It's the top ones that look a bit sinister with the white bit.
Like that's obviously how they came, but yeah. Marcy's been painting. Might finish these someday, maybe eventually at some point. Might, maybe not, but yeah. But yeah, well, that one on the left, the wizard thing, looks almost finished. That's all right.
Yeah.
Very cool. This is the picture that Gemma's been doing. Yes, this is what they call a Destiny Was jig. It's not a jigsaw. Well, it is a jigsaw, but it's different. The picture in front of the box that you get here is not the picture that you've got to build.
It's the same scene, but from a different angle, isn't it?
I think on this one, it's the same scene, like 5 seconds later or something. Or
I know. Well, a friend of my ex's used to be addicted to these. She used to build loads, and she liked them because it wasn't, the picture on the box was not the one that you were actually making, but it gave you clues as to what you were making.
Yeah, I think the next picture is probably the finished one. So yeah, there we go. Oh, it's not even. It's. It looks like this is the school days and this is the reunion.
Yeah.
Oh, see, right.
Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
And I've done
That's
it.
really cool.
So that was yeah. So you can see the same people in the same places, but years after, I still got the Geekery sign on.
Yes. Very good.
That's it, yeah, it even says at the back, school reunion. So yeah, obviously, so it gives you clues as to what you're building, but you don't know exactly what you're building. But she enjoys doing. So
that's clever. That's clever, and it's nowhere near as cruel as the baked beans.
Seen anything like that?
Yeah, what was jig? Some of them, as Spid says, are like from the opposite angles or something. So you might see something from one view, but then the actual thing will be the box art will be from one side and the other one will be from the other side of the road, looking over the road. So you see the other side of a truck, or what happens, from a different viewpoint, which is quite good fun. I don't like jigsaws; they just bore me.
There was only one that I ever really got into, and it was one that it was actually a Star Wars one, a Return of the Jedi one that somebody had bought for my brother one Christmas. And after he'd built it and taken it apart about 5 times, I just had a go at it, and I really enjoyed it. And that was tricky because you got lots and lots of black with little stars. Yeah. So until you got to a bit with ships in that you could think, and then look for bits with ships. It was. So you ended up with
I have bought some jigsaws over the years of like, just leaves or baked beans or something. It's just literally
the baked bean was evil. It's I've actually the one that I looked at was double-sided.
All right,
got the same picture on both sides,
so you don't even know which way up.
It was nothing but baked beans in tomato sauce. So there's just no edges, no like you didn't even get an edge of a plate or anything like that. It was just baked beans and double-sided.
If I was going to design a jigsaw, then it would be something like that. It'd be, the sky at night, or the snowstorm or something. Yeah. But also, I wouldn't have edges. I'd have jigsaw pieces around the edges, not straight edges.
That's evil. That's really evil.
It's applying his "what's in store" philosophy to jigsaw design.
I mean, you've got to have edges and corners. That's
no, but you might have maybe one corner, maybe, or something. Yeah, it would be very fun and confusing. Felice says, I did a Millennium Falcon 3D jigsaw years ago and enjoyed that. I've done a few of those. They're like thick foam pieces, but it's not normal jigsaw pieces. It's literally like easy to fit together, but you've got to get the right pieces in the right place. And obviously, sometimes they go like that, sometimes they go like that, and build up round corners. We've got a New York City jigsaw thing, but it's literally like 1 meter long and 3D, and the buildings that you need a room to build it in.
That's quite cool. So like a skyline, New York skyline.
Well, yeah, the skyline, but the entire thing, not, yeah. I think we built it once at my parents' house when we took over the table for like a week and just sort of.
I did see one that was a globe once, which was cool. It was like normal sort of jigsaw. They were plastic, but they were jigsaw shaped.
Slightly curved each piece.
Slightly curved, and they built into a globe, and you actually got a stand with it, so you could flip it.
Yeah, I've done a few of those. I found really like them. I did buy a jigsaw for my wife, which is sitting over there in a huge box. It's the biggest production jigsaw ever made. I can't see the bit. I think it's like 33,000 pieces or something.
How big is it?
It's huge. It's like 5 foot tall and 15 feet wide or something. But inside the box, you get like 10 individual bags. And I thought they were just like strips of thing. But she's tried to build it once, and apparently she opened one bag, and it wasn't a strip. It was like from one part of the jigsaw. We could have got away with building the strips individually, but not the entire 15-foot long thing.
You would need to dedicate a room to that, wouldn't you?
And we haven't got a room that's big enough. It's literally too big for the house.
Interesting if you could get like a huge sheet of plywood or something to build it on, and then sort of get some acrylic to go over it and frame it, so it's like a giant.
Yeah, I mean the idea was if it did get completed, then somehow it would go on, I don't know, the hallway ceiling or something, or we'd find somewhere for it. But it's never going to get done because it's just far too big. But it was an interesting thing.
It's an interesting idea. What's the picture of?
It's like a jungle scene. It's very. Yeah, it's very complicated. It's got lots of animals in it, obviously in like a jungle scene, but I'd say I don't like jigsaws, so it's not even like, oh yeah, I'll sit down and do it with you. It's like, no, I'm never going to touch it.
I don't mind doing them. Now, occasionally we, at the moment we're not doing any daycare because obviously the whole COVID situation and all.
Yeah.
But occasionally we used to have a table that we would set aside. And some of the daycare clients used to like doing jigsaws. Jigsaws were mental exercise for some of the elderly. Mm-hmm. So we'd always sort of have a jigsaw on the go. And we've got these big sort of folders. They're probably, they're huge. They're like the size of a table. And the two flaps either side open. So you can build your jigsaw, but you can close the flaps and seal it if you ever need to move. She's
got a board that does the same sort of thing, but it's not big enough for this because it needs to be the size of your house. We've lost Adam. He has fallen over. His internet's fallen over.
Yeah, spell check.
It's walked. It's all down. Cheers, Sky. So yeah, sorry to see you. If you're watching this, then turn off your data. But yeah, thanks for coming in anyway, Adam. See you another time.
I was having internet difficulties all yesterday. I don't know if it was just a general thing but my connection was really flaky.
Yeah, my stream yesterday, I did, where are we? Yesterday, I did the wooden thing.
Wednesday, yeah. I was watching that, I first noticed it.
It started off well, and then it just died for everybody, apparently. I don't know what happened. But I downgraded my quality and it came back, but apparently some people couldn't get back into it. So
I tried to buy a Kindle book yesterday 4 times and it just didn't work. So I'm fully expecting tomorrow my phone going ping, 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 ping. And
Kindle are normally pretty good for that sort of stuff. If you already bought it, you don't get charged again. But yeah. Phil switched to Sky a year ago, had nothing but disconnection issues since. I have heard that Sky are not great for internet.
Everybody I know that's been on Sky has complained. Every person I know that's used it has complained. I wouldn't touch it.
I use Virgin Media and have done for ever, basically. And most of the time, it's absolutely lovely. I get a fast connection. It's fine. No trouble at all. I have had occasional problems because you always have problems with things. But again, most of the time that I've had problems, they fixed it very quickly. Even not having to send an engineer out. It's like, oh yeah, we've tested from our end and there's a problem in the area. There's an engineer coming to fix it and it will be up and running, in a few hours or whatever. Or we've tested, there's no problems in the area. It's just you that's having the trouble. We'll send you out a new box. You can plug it in yourself, can't you? It's like, if you can't plug it in yourself, we'll send an engineer, but it'll be easier for you and us if we can just post it to you and then you plug it in and it's sorted.
Yeah. The biggest there for me up here is, we can get super fast broadband, which is it's decent enough, but there's no fibre, no nothing, and we don't get any of the deals. So the price I'm paying for fibre here, I could get like super fast fibre. I could get like 200 meg instead of 50 meg. It's 200 meg super fast fibre if it was in the city.
But then again, think how much your house would cost in the city.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Paul Line says, I remember having a Jigsaw as a kid as a shop scene, but they used everyday items to stand in for items in the shop. So playing cards for roof tiles, rulers for the sides of cabinets.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
It looks like Adam's trying to join us, but he hasn't actually got a picture. If your internet's not there, I wouldn't use mobile data to try and join in. It's probably not going to work. Lord High Bobbins, my Sky internet's worked fine for several years. Sarah Jane's with Sky and had no problems. Of course, you're now saying that you've had no problems, and I've said I don't have problems. Everything's going to go hideously wrong tomorrow. Graham has seen your work on here and good builds with Dan.
Well, thank you very much.
Philly suspects it's the router Sky provide as it's terrible upstairs for signal. I don't use the thing being a cable. They provide a router, but the Wi-Fi on it is a bit rubbish. So I've got a decent router that's plugged into that. It acts as a modem rather than a router, and then goes to the router.
I'm actually thinking about getting a new router because the one you get from Sky is,
Yeah.
But everything just went out. All the internet just went flip. But we have got a lot of rain up here, so maybe that's kind of knocking it out a little bit.
But it's come back now, I assume.
It's come back now. Yeah, this unless I am streaming through the power of my mind.
I thought you might be connected to a mobile hotspot or something. But
when we used to have Sky TV, I was never bothered about Sky TV. It was my ex that wanted it. But up here, because you've got a lot of open exposed areas, if it just snowed in the wrong direction, or it rained a little bit heavily, or the wind blew, it would completely balls up some of the channels. And it was some of the like the documentary channels and things. If I tended to watch something, it's like, I'll just flick through and see if there's anything on. So I'd usually land on a documentary channel or something. And they were the first ones to get affected. And the wind would blow outside, and all the picture would just go all.
Early satellite TV.
I remember watching that. Go on, sorry.
If you're ever up for a challenge, try a Mondrian Jigsaw. You'll leave the experience with while you're awake at 4 a.m. and dribbling. I've not heard of Mondrian. What's special about them?
I don't even know what a Mondrian is.
Me neither.
It sounds like from Star Wars to me.
Yeah, at first glance, I saw Mandalorian. But maybe Mandala. But
who's asking how you get a better Sky router?
Probably
I don't know.
buy your own.
You buy your own and just plug it into their stuff. Yeah.
That's what we do. We have our own router that they supply the modem from the cable company, and we just plug it into the router, and it does what we need.
Yep. B3, being a broadband engineer, he puts his engineer's cap on. Bad weather adversely affects broadband, especially wireless signals. He hasn't taken his engineer's cap off yet either, so he might be saying more.
That's absolutely fine. I've got no issue with that, but it's just completely knocked out the entire internet. Like everything just went dark. Cause I was like, it's a good job my boss tried to call me.
It's then that you realise how many things are connected to the internet.
Yes.
Which is very, very scary now. I've got with the router that I've got, it's got an app, and it literally tells me everything that's connected. And it's like, I recognise this. I don't know what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's mine. I'm not going to turn it off because it might be something important. But yeah, there's so many things that connect.
Well, we needed to get our master socket changed because our master socket is downstairs. It's on the floor, so the dogs were chewing the cable. So we were trying to get moved for ages, and they said, no, we can't move it. Eventually, they moved it miraculously.
Oh, we can.
And so, yeah, exactly. So when I had to reset some stuff up and blah, blah, blah. So I went into the router to see what devices were on it. It's like, I know that one. My MacBook, my Mac, pad, whatever. And it's like, don't know this. It's like, what's the name? It was our neighbor. Because we given him the Wi-Fi because he just moved in, hadn't had the Wi-Fi.
Yep.
It's like, I forgot about that. Kick, block, denied. Get your own.
Yeah, that wasn't a permanent offer there, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that sort of thing and keep it going. If they do the same thing for you, because then if your internet goes out, you might be able to use theirs, but not to just leech off you forever. That's not on. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just wandering out.
I'm going to say, do you need to answer your phone or something? Or?
No, it's somebody's just sending me a barrage of messages all the time.
Oh dear. We're still around for another quarter of an hour or so. If anybody wants to come along and join in, we're talking to you. Yes, you, the general public. The link is live for you to come along and join in. Pop in, say hello, tell us about your internet worries. If you haven't got any internet, then don't try and join when you're watching this on replay because we won't be here then. We're only here.
I want to know how.
The link won't work after we're not live anymore. So yeah.
Because I thought I posted up pictures of my finished Mortars and Bone Reapers and that, but I haven't, and I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't, so I'm going to do it now. Because I was like, I'm sure I posted pictures. I was like, I normally post pictures after every build. I was like, it seems weird that I haven't.
I didn't post any pictures of the marble run thing.
Yeah.
So I should be putting pictures of that up later. But yeah, it's one of those things you get into the habit of doing that. That take a picture, post it up, but things happen. You don't
to get the marble run running smoothly.
I haven't even played with it today. No, I've spent the day watching telly instead of doing any model stuff. Yesterday, I moved. My diorama lives here while I've been working on it, but I've moved it completely out of the way yesterday because I needed to do the wooden thing. So I've actually shifted it to a completely different room, and it's just sitting there. And I can't do much more with it until the water dries properly anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of taken me out of the zone of that. And I thought, I'm going to catch up and watch the end of it. I've been watching NCIS. The 15th season of that has just popped up on Prime. So just earlier on, finished watching the last episode of that.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Alex Rider series, by the way.
Yeah, I watched all of that. Yeah, I did enjoy that.
I told my son about that. And he's going to hunt it out and watch it. Because he's a big fan of the books. He's read all the books. And he did like the film, but apparently the books were a little more serious, like the show.
Than the film. Yeah.
Whereas the film's got much more of a comedy thing. But really, I really enjoyed it. It's very, very good.
I watched
Stop emailing Speed. Yeah, I don't think it's Fox.
I watched the thing about the Nightcrawler, the documentary on that. That's really good. And the documentary about the Nightcrawler. What was his first name? The serial killer. What's his name? Ramirez.
I don't follow that sort of stuff.
It's really interesting, and it got to me. I was like, it was hard. It was hard. Like towards the end, it's a hard watch, but it's good. It's really interesting. And then I went on a YouTube channel about tanks and stuff. I was like, I'm not into tanks, but I ended up watching like 4 documentaries about tanks. Like, okay.
As much as I'm not massively bothered about tanks, but if you start watching something like Lindy Beige talking about tank stuff, or you've got the Bovington Tank Museum, they have some fantastic videos.
It's just some really interesting stuff.
Yeah. B3 hasn't just sent a message about service providers not turning off their service in the evening to reset. He definitely didn't post that ever. So if you heard that, it wasn't from him. But it might not ever happen. So yeah.
Service providers also don't. They don't sort of shut down. You think I used to have a thing where when I went on a holiday with my son, I would switch everything off and I would switch off the router. Thinking, I know it's only minimal amount of electric it's using, but I'm away for 2 weeks. What is the point? So I switch it off for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. And every single time I would come back, I would switch the router on. And for a week, I'd think I'll leave it for a week, see if it stabilizes. And for a week, the connection would be absolutely lousy. And then you'd phone BT, you'd tell them, and they'd say, "Oh no, there's nothing. It's nothing to do with us. We don't touch that. We can't adjust this. It's nothing to do with us." Yeah. And then you complain about it, and then they'd say, "Oh, we can send an engineer out, but if it turns out to be, and they'd come all with all this rubbish." And it actually got to a point where I'd phone up and I'd say, "Whatever it is that you turn down while my router's being turned off while I'm on holiday, just turn the damn thing back up and stop feeding crap." Yeah. And oh no, it's nothing to do with us, but after you start getting really snarky with them, mysteriously the next day.
Yeah, I've had that. It's like, have you just uploaded those pictures as well, Chris? Yeah, you go to the point where it's like, yeah, okay, please. It's like, yeah, but this was fine like 3 weeks ago. Like, what's going on? Call up again and again, and you're like, suddenly things start to work when you get a bit, narky with them. It's like, oh, funny that.
Yeah, I mean, I can fully believe that it's automated in the sense that, it suddenly says, well, there was a fair bit of data while you were watching all this YouTube and stuff, and now we've had nothing or next to nothing in the last week or whatever. So as soon as we've had next to nothing, let's just whack this down to the slowest rate or whatever.
Fox is about. He says, "I'm within. You may begin." He's only an hour and a quarter late. He's only here for the last 10 minutes. It's fine, no problem.
If we just said, "Yeah, we'll just stick the boost back on it or whatever," that'd be great. But they won't. They're like, no.
I mean, in a similar vein, my YouTube videos, every live stream that I did a month or so ago was coming up as limited or no ads for no reason. It wasn't, nothing was said in it that was wrong or objecting to their policies or anything. It was just kept coming up with limited or no ads, and you could click to review it, and they'll review it, and they'll say a couple of days later, they'll say, "Oh, actually, yeah, it's okay, we'll let it through." But with live streams, all the views happen when you're doing it live and the day after. The week later, it makes no odds to it. So this had happened for about a month, end of last year. I emailed them and said, "Hey, is there some setting that I can do?" Because on the normal upload videos, you could go to and say, "Yes, I've checked it. Nothing, it doesn't contain this, and this," and they'll sort of pre-approve it and say, "Yes, you're okay. We'll check occasionally, and if we find that you're lying about it, then we're going to have words." Probably as a scan and shop things in Tesco's. We trust you to scan your own shopping, but we're going to check occasionally, and if we find out that you've been in stuff, we're going to have words with it. Yeah. So I emailed them, and they said, "No, there's nothing like that. You just got to, do it, and if it says it's, limited, then you can review it, and we'll check into it." And 3 or 4 days after I emailed them to say, no, we can't do anything about it, they all went back to normal. It all fine. They're all perfectly fine straight away again. It's like, you've put me on some list of something somewhere, and now you've taken me off of it.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
B3 says threatening to change service providers works a treat every time. Yes, the retentions department in all of these companies able to offer you better deals and everything, but it's hassle. If you don't have a trouble with it, then I wouldn't bother with it. But yeah.
As to what I ended up doing is just phoning up, and then when they start with the whole, it's nothing, I just start saying, look, whatever it is you do that turns it down when I'm not using it, just turn it back up.
Yeah.
And then, or I'm going to call back tomorrow and complain again, and then that generally seems to work now.
Fox says, a handy tip if your broadband starts getting slower. The engineers may have lowered the profile cap out of hours to do exchange work and not put it back. Call support, ask them to reset your profile. More often than not, that will fix it. One of the handful of times that happened to me, I had it fixed every time. I used to work in broadband support in the dark before times. So, yeah.
That's a handy tip.
Yes.
If it's a problem, then just say, look,
there was no broadband. It was all BP dial-up modems, and ISDN was just coming in.
The good old days of the Skrillex modem.
Yeah.
Every time when the Skrillex first came out, everyone's like, "Oh, I love Skrillex." I'm like, "Let me listen." It's like that just sounds like a modem.
I still love that noise.
It's a classic noise.
I remember the utter joy of getting a 56k modem.
Yeah.
After having a 28 tape for I don't know how long. It was like, so fast.
Yeah, but you remember, I used to play like Counter Strike when they got Half-Life. It came with Counter Strike, so you had to use dial-up to play. So I'd be there playing, and someone would pick up the phone, whip, it would just go, and you're like, smeg.
Yeah.
Like,
it was when I got the internet. I had the internet obviously quite early. I'm an early adopter for lots of things. I can't help it. It's just the way I am. But the internet was a fairly new thing, but not brand new. I wasn't the first person in the country ever or anything like that. But I remember having it, and the London Marathon was happening. And I wanted to find out more about it, the route and everything else, and see what was happening over the next day or whatever. And I just remember Googling about the marathon. And it was at that moment that it struck me about the internet being global and everything else, because the London Marathon didn't even make the first page. It was like the Boston Marathon and the New York Marathon, and all the other marathons just came through. And it was like, I just asked about the marathon. But
Chocolate Bar, was that still marathon at the time?
No, I think it probably was, but I don't remember that saying anything about that. But it just really drove home to me that, this is the world. At my fingertips, I have information from the entire planet.
Yeah, it is. It's just it is, and it's. I've amazed sort of like some of the older relatives and what have you. I remember my ex's dad had got a VW Golf, and he'd been moaning for about 3 weeks about this service light. And he's like, I'm really sick of this service light. And I don't want to take it because it sort of gone past that warranty period where you didn't want to take it to VW retailer kind of thing. And he was griping about the fact that they wanted to charge him something like 70 odd quid to reset this service light if he took it to VW without doing any work. He'd already had the work done. And I said, there's probably a tutorial on YouTube for that. And he was like, really? So I said, yeah, hang on a minute, whip my phone out, YouTube, how to reset VW Golf service light. Yeah, there you go. You stick your key in, you turn it, you press your accelerator, you turn it off, you do this, you do this, you do. Really? Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what you would have done in the dark before times. I've got a Saab car, and the electric windows play up on it sometimes. They have the anti-pinch mechanism, so when you shut it on someone's hand, it'll open again. But for some reason, sometimes it triggers it automatically. So you try and shut the window, it shuts, and then it opens an inch. And it's like, you can't leave the window open. And you try and do that, and it's like you would have to go to a garage and get them to fix it for you. But now you just have a look on the internet, and it's like, oh yeah, if you I don't know, have the door shut and hold it for 3 seconds and then press it and then hold it again and it resets it and it does it. It's like, it's easy, but you would never have known that. It's not in the book, not in the manual. Only someone who deals with cars all day would know about doing that. But you'd have to pay 100 quid to look at it.
Well, the thing is now, though, a lot of the cars have onboard computers, essentially, don't they? A lot of the cars have computers in, whereas way back when they had none of that. It was just pure connections. You didn't have a computer. So it's really interesting to kind of think, that's actually quite weird that you can just troubleshoot it yourself online. Yeah. The only problem I ever found though with trying to do that online is when my PC packed up and I didn't have another way to get on the internet. That was an issue. That was an issue.
How to see that will
download the internet before it goes wrong. Just Just make sure you got it all backed up on disc.
I used to do it every month. Oh.
Fox remembers the little animated AOL man when you were connecting. Yeah. Athel's got to go because his leg's playing up. I hope you feel better tomorrow.
Yeah, take care, mate.
About BT cabling and stuff and things, but yeah. That's that. Right. We're approaching the end of the evening again. So is there anything else you want to mention, chat about? Have you got any videos coming up, streams coming up? Anything you want
to say about Sky Broadband? Put it in the comments when this becomes live, and we'll pick a winner for our Sky Broadband package next week.
It's a funny fact about internet access.
Oh god! Yeah. What opinions it is.
We won't do that. Adam, you were saying you got something coming?
Yeah, well, I'm looking to get my next showcase video out. Hopefully, well, and by sometime next week. But I'm also streaming Resident Evil reboot on my channel as well. That's not. I haven't set a particular day for it. It's just been when and where, but I think I did it after your stream on Wednesday, Chris, was it? Was it Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So I might do it after your stream again, and maybe just do a few bits here and there. So like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and then you can catch a complete.
Yeah, that was after I streamed Stormland on 2 minutes.
Yes.
You're welcome to follow me on Saturday night if you want. After I've done some Midnight Murders. It's about 2 a.m. Sunday morning. I finish that. So
yeah, I may do, but I've got a music lesson on this Sunday morning, so maybe the week after. But yeah, I have to stay up till stupid o'clock. And thankfully, this morning I was up till 4 o'clock and woke up at 8 o'clock thanks to DPD delivering my lovely interface. Ooh.
Oh, shiny audio stuff.
Shiny.
Dan, anything happening?
Nothing in particular. Here's. Like
This is your painted Viper thing.
Oh yeah.
There's some pictures up on that for the next week.
Put up pictures that are a lot easier to see. I actually decided instead of Starbuck and Apollo, this is Jolly. He was the fat guy of the crew. So it was like the X-Wing kit that I have behind me that I'm eventually going to build someday. That's going to be Porkins.
Oh, right, yeah, cool.
Gotta represent.
Phyllis is usually busy on Thursdays, but enjoyed catching this one. We're happy to have you here as well. Thank you for coming along.
Ooh, can I suggest the next time that you are on screen that you bring forward your Optimus Prime that I see in the background there?
Oh, you're talking to me? I haven't got one.
Yeah, he's
because everybody loves Transformers. We know this.
Fox is watching now, so yeah.
Well, evidently only me and Dan do. Oh, I'm Andy. I think Andy's.
Transformers are great. It's just
Transformers are great. I think it's. I think it's Fox that doesn't like them. To be fair, I think that's the only person that doesn't like them.
Comparatively, that particular figure is like a real dog.
Is that the first MP? Is that MP1? Oh God!
MP01. It weighs like 18 pounds.
Yeah.
And it is not that well engineered.
Yeah. It was good at the time, but compared to
the time, it was a marvel.
But compared to the new stuff, it's a piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which MP I've got I've got one in the box in my wardrobe. I'm not sure which MP it is because it was a UK release. It wasn't the Takara Tomy. It was just a UK local release.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like Transformers, but I've got no idea. I've never done a model kit or anything based on them, so yeah, it means nothing to me, all this stuff. But yeah, take some pictures, put them up in the group. Fox is enjoying himself talking about Transformers. There we go. Yeah.
See, that's Gundam for I like Transformers. I think.
Yeah, because Fox.
Yeah, I think it might be. Yeah. Right, so I shall remove you one at a time. As ever, I'll put you back in the backstage thing, but we're welcome to come back and hang out and chat for a little bit afterwards.
Tidying up to do, and then I need to.
You're also welcome to disappear and not hang around and chat, because I'll probably disappear anyway. But Adam, thank you very much. I shall see you soon.
Always a pleasure. Take care, everyone.
Oh, I clicked him off before he said goodbye, but he did anyway. Spid, you're the next on my list to go, so thank you for coming in.
Okay, take care, folks.
Glad you enjoyed your chicken. And Dan, thank you again for coming along.
Thanks,
see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And then there was me, and I shall tell you what's happening later in the week. It's Thursday today, isn't it? Because it's this thing that I'm doing now, and I do that on a Thursday. Friday, I haven't got any plans to do any streaming at all. Saturday, as I said, Saturday midnight. Well, technically it's Sunday midnight, but it's Saturday night. I start at 11:55, just to save confusions. Of the PM, nighttime, Midnight Murders. I'm playing through Hitman. I've picked up Hitman 3 because Edward made me. But I'm playing through Hitman 1. I'm working my way through them. I did one of the missions last week and plan on doing another mission this week. Whether I actually get through and finish it is entirely up to the fates and the gods and everything else. But I shall be trying that at midnight on Saturday. If you want to come along and join in, the chat is useful on that because I've not played these levels before. So if you have, you might be able to give me some hints as to where I can go and get stuff. I can't remember. I think Candygram Googled for me where I could get a particular laptop thing to stop some virus last time. So it's always nice to have you there watching and indeed interacting and helping out. It's a slower paced game than Destiny or something like that, so I can actually read the chat occasionally. So that's that. Sunday is time for me and Ted to join up and do some Warhamster. I'm still doing the Achilles Ridge Runner, and Ted is doing something. I don't think he finished his Hydra last week, so he might be doing that. He'll be doing something Warhammer related on Sunday night at 8:30. Other than that, Monday we're back with E-Models. Tuesday at about 1 o'clock, I'm streaming once again in VR the Stormland game over on the Team Elect channel. No, not here. So like and subscribe over there. And then Wednesday we're back. There is a poll up on my very YouTube channel here that you can find if you go to the community tab as to what I should do next Wednesday. I've finished the wooden marble run, so the poll is basically, should I do another wooden kit, which takes a few weeks and I'll get into it, or should I have a break from a wooden thing for a bit and do some Lego? So put your vote in there. Don't bother posting here because it doesn't count. There's an actual vote. You can click a button and select which one you want to do. And basically, I think 4 people voted for continuing on doing something different. So I'll be doing some Lego on the actual live stream. And seeing as they were actually here live and voting live, they get preferential treatment. So a lot more people have got to vote for it to be doing the wood for me to actually continue with the wood. So go and make your voice heard. Make yourself felt. And let me know what's going on. Other than that, let's have a look. Everyone's saying cheers, thank you, bye, see you soon, stay safe, says Fox. Paul says, see you all later. Edward said, cheers, everyone. B3 says, cheers. See you, everyone. Night, everyone. Lol, says Edward. I'm not sure what that was in relation to. Probably because he made me buy Hitman. Yeah. Phil says, night, everyone. NN. Ted's doing gin on, says Edward. That's entirely likely. I shall still be doing some brandy, no doubt. So, yeah. Graham M says, catch you all later. Have a great weekend. Indeed, have a good weekend. We've got time before the weekend, haven't we? I'm not streaming before the weekend, but I shall see you on Saturday night if you come along and watch. Other than that, I shall see you soon. I'll click your button to say goodbye and stay safe. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.